Hi everybody, this is Amber. Thanks for joining me today. So this video is for everybody, but more specifically people that are dealing with feelings of anxiousness or worry or just lots and lots of stress right now. So we're going to start by going through a couple of visualizations, and then we're going to make our way into a gentle yoga practice to calm ourselves, ground ourselves, and ease any possible tension. So we're going to go ahead and start off grounding down through our sits bones. Go ahead and move any extra flesh out from underneath you so that you can feel your sits bones connecting down to the earth. And then sit up nice and tall. So lift the crown of your head up towards the sky. If you're outside, maybe look up. Or feel free to close your eyes. And draw your shoulders back onto your spine to open up the heart center. You can rest your hands either in your lap or gently on your knees. Close your eyes if that feels safe. And then picture a soft white light shining right over the top of your head. Take a deep breath. And then just imagine that light trickling down into the center of your skull, clearing out any negative thoughts, anything carrying any negative vibration, anything that's worrying you. And then just let that rinse out down through your skull, passing through your neck, and then down into your shoulders, through your arms, and then washing out through your fingertips. And drawing your attention back onto your neck, that same white light pass through your chest cavity, washing any negative emotions out through the center of your heart, and then moving down through your abdomen. Restoring you with subtle grounding energies right here through the center of your sacral plexus. And then moving down through your hips, your knees, your shins. And then just let that light flow all the way through your toes. And just imagine yourself right now to be totally cleansed and restored. So that was part one. Now let's go ahead and extend our feet out in front of us. And now we're going to imagine that we're creating a shield. And this shield isn't meant to isolate us or block us from the people around us. It's just meant to be a gentle protector from any collective energy fields of anxiety or the surge of unease that's passing around the planet right now. So this is just a good way for us to feel calm and at peace. So we're going to start with the crown of our head again. And we're just going to imagine that we're zipping up. And I want you guys to actually do this with your hands. We're just zipping ourselves up in a protective little casing. So move this down through your shoulders, down over your body. And then start to reach forward. Pull this protective bag over your toes. And then all the way back up. And then you can zip it up the back. Just making sure that you close the door behind you. Good. And now let's start our practice. So come back to your crisscross applesauce. Reground your sits bones, sit up really tall. And then draw your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And then take your right hand, let's make a gentle assist. So bring your right hand onto the left ear. Take a gentle tug down. And then release. Take your right hand back down to your right knee and let your left ear drift down towards your left shoulder. Let your left hand come up and rest on the right ear. Just applying gentle pressure here. We're not trying to force anything. We're just allowing the state of our body to stay exactly as it is. Come back up. Good. Now let's roll our shoulders to the back of our spine, opening up the center of our chest. Take a big breath in. Lift your fingertips up toward the ceiling. And just feel the full length of your spine here, starting from your waist, your tailbone, and then reaching all the way up through your fingers. Spread your fingers. Open your hands. And then come all the way back down. Let's take a big shoulder shrug here at the bottom. Take a breath in, lift back up. And then one more time, release your hands down to the ground. Take a big breath. Reach your fingers back up to the sky. And then take your hands back down, resting them back on your knees. And then we're going to open up the spine through rotation. So start to bring whichever shoulder you want to start with in towards the center. So a low dip in and then reach back up. And we're just going to make really big circles. The more range of motion you can put into this, the better you're going to feel when you're done. So just allow your body to gently open. A couple more of these and then we'll switch to the direction. And flip a reverse on this. One more time, big breath in. Exhale as you come through the center. Take a big breath, reset. And then let's move our hands out in front of us. We're gonna walk our fingertips forward, and then I'm gonna turn to the side here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna reach my fingers out in front for child's pose. So my knees are gonna come out wide. Connect your big toes to the back of your mat. And then tippy-toe your fingers as far forward as you can. So we're just finding lots of length in the back. Maybe you can perceive the separation of your vertebrae as you move, and then allow your forehead to drop gently down onto your mat. Three gentle breaths. In through the nose, back out through the nose. Slide your right hand underneath the left armpit here. And pull the right fingertips as far over to the left as you can, grounding down through the hand, pressing down through these knuckles. Reach the left hand forward. And stay strong through your breath, grounded through your knees, the tops of your feet, your right shoulder. And then extend your left foot out to the side. Now you can stay here or you can catch your big toe with your right peace fingers. If that's available to you right there, go ahead and bind. And then another option is to take this left hand around. See what you can catch on the backside. Just allow your body to gently open right now. But again, not forcing anything. And draw back with that left shoulder. Take a big inhale. Exhale, make your way back to child's pose. And let's move it to the other side. So take the left hand, move it underneath the right armpit. Reach long through all 10 fingers. And extend the right leg out to the side. Again, there's option for a bind here. Maybe the left fingers grab the right big toe. And then the right arm can come around and reach behind your back. Just to open up the right shoulder, open up your chest. Draw yourself up towards the sky. One more big breath in. Child's pose. And let's make our way into tabletop. So tabletop is one of my favorite poses because this is the one that really has a lot of potential to just unlock our bodies. So pay attention to whatever it is that you're feeling here. Let's set this up first. So bring your fingers nice and wide. Press down through your hands and then stack your shoulders over your wrists. Move your hips over your knees. And then we're just going to start to bring some gentle movement into this. I'm kind of freestyle a little bit here. See how you feel, see what you want to feel like. So I like to start with just a bunch of moving of my spine and my hips. You do what feels good to you. Now let's start to flow into some cat-cow. So let's take big exaggerated movements here. We're going to bend the elbows, lower the chest down to the ground, sink the weight down, arch our backs, look up towards the sky, take a big inhale, and then exhale, bend the elbows again. Let's reverse that motion as we press up towards the sky. So we're rounding the back now. Press down through the tops of the feet into the knees. Take another breath. Repeat that motion. Sinking low to the ground. Exhale, pressing back up to the sky. Let's do that a couple more times. This time just follow your own breath. And then reset, come back to your flat back. Let's go into a spinal extension. So draw the right arm out in front of you. Draw the shoulder back into the socket. Bring your thumb up to face the sky. You're gonna keep these right toes flexed towards your face, or again, you can tap them on the ground instead, and then bring it back to center, and then take it back out. One more time, bring it back to center, and then flex your toes down towards the earth. We're gonna curl the left toes under, or again, you can come back into down dog with both feet on the ground. So pop back up, three-legged downward facing dog. Trying to close up the gap between your chest and your thigh. So we're pressing the chest toward the back leg. Take a breath in, flex your foot, point your toes, flex your foot and point your toes. One more time. Flex, bend your knee, open your hips. So this time I'm looking underneath my right armpit, flipping my gaze, pressing my right heel over towards the left, away from my body. I'm twisting from my thoracic spine. Take a deep breath in and reset. Turn both of your hips back to center. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And so both of my hands are in the instep of my foot, which allows me to open up my right hip. And you can even take your right hand onto your right knee to press that out to the side. Allowing for a little more range of motion. Two more big breaths in. Downward facing dog. And so I'm going to come onto my tippy toes here and let's walk our feet up to our hands. Taking little baby steps so that we can stretch out the backs of our legs. And when you get to the front of your mat, let's take ragdoll. So space your feet apart about hip width distance. And then grab your elbows, or maybe you want to take a bind behind your back to rinse out the shoulders. Both of those are great options. Just allow any of the tension or stress of your week, just imagine that that's draining off of you. If you can imagine your mat as a charging pad and your body as a battery, just imagine that there is new, happy, positive energy flowing up through your feet, up through your legs, going into your waist, your chest, your arms, draining out through the crown of your head. And you're left calm and relaxed. Bend your knees if it feels good, and let's just take some gentle movement from side to side. Move your head from back to front, and from right to left. And so let's pull the right foot back into the center, and let's extend the left leg out to the left. Again, just lowering down into this hip here. Anywhere along the axis. You could be up, up, up. But just make sure that if you are in a taller lunge, a higher lunge, that your right foot is coming in towards the center. And let's draw the left foot back in toward the midline. Back into goddess pose. And let's drop our knees back onto the earth. About hip width distance, and then draw all the way up. Take a big breath in, lift your fingers to the ceiling. Gate pose. So you can bring your hands onto your hips for this one. Draw your shoulders back, take your right leg out. And we're coming onto the knife edge of this right foot, or you can make the foot flat. And rest your right hand on your right thigh. The left hand's gonna come up and over. It's a nice side stretch over to the left and the left side. And then come back up. Bring your hands to your waist, bring your right knee back in, and then take the left leg out to the side. So stretch that left hand down, your left leg, take a breath, lift your right arm up and over. Look up at your hand, and come back up to center. Downward facing dog. So take your right leg up into the air, and float it down. We're going to warm up the backs of our legs here for a minute. So let's lift the left leg up into the air. Take a breath. Exhale, bring it down. Breathe in as the right leg lifts. And take it back down. Take a breath, take your left leg up. And release one more time each side. Take a breath, lift the right leg up towards the air. Press it as high as you can this time. And float it back down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And release. Take another inhale. Look between your hands. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And let's come back into low lunge. This time we're going to sweep the right arm up. Look to the right side. Look up. Move your back heel right over the toes and come onto the toes instead of the balls of the back foot. Reach forward with your left shoulder, your chest, and then drop the right hand. We're going to lift the left hand up. You can either keep the back heel stacked over the toes, or you can spin the back heel down and come into extended side angle. Take a breath in. Reach your left hand right up over your ear towards the front of the room. Downward facing dog. Okay, and then step your left foot to your left hand. Let's go into low lunge on the other side. Take a breath in here, sweep the left arm up. Look up towards the ceiling. And extend forward with your chest, crown of your head. Press back with your right leg. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand down, lift the right arm up. And again, you can keep the heel stacked over your back toes, or you can press the heel down into extended side angle to allow more stability. And then take the right hand, move it over the right ear. As you do this, twist open, draw your right shoulder back and press your left shoulder forward. Downward facing dog. And step your right foot to your right hand again. This time let's rise up into a high lunge. Take a breath. Lift your arms. And then bring your hands down onto your mat. Step back to side plank. So when you step your right foot back, try to keep your hips low towards the ground. And then stack the shoulders right over the wrists. Heels right over the toes. Take a breath in. And then step your left foot to your left hand. High lunge. Take an inhale, lift your arms. And find the full length of your waist. Reach your fingers up toward the ceiling. Back down the plank. Let's do that one more time on each side. Step the right foot to the right hand. High lunge. Root down through your feet to lift up from the waist. Back down to plank. And draw your shoulders back, step your left foot forward. High lunge. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and work out your feet, pedaling them back and forth. Look between your hands, step there. Halfway lift. Fold forward, rise up, mountain pose.
Taking our life in our hands there.
Exhale, take a bow. If your fingertips don't quite touch the ground here, bend your knees to allow for a little more space. And so lengthen the back, look forward, exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back to plank. And then bring yourself down onto your knees. Stack your shoulders over the wrists. Let's lower down all the way down to the ground. Cobra pose. And so the shoulders are right over the wrists. We're going to take a breath in. Just lift up a little bit. So elbows are still bent. Chest is reaching forward. Draw the shoulders back. Lower back down to the ground. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a deep breath in, lift up. Exhale, release. Last time, big breath, lift. Exhale, lower back down. And then take your arms behind you, palms facing down. Let's go into our locust shape. So if you want to, you can take your hands into a clasp behind your back. Press the feet down. Let's just lift halfway up this first time. Press into your pelvis, the tops of your feet. Lift your chest, shine your heart forward, and let go. And this time, let's lift up the whole body, all 4 limbs at the same time. Big inhale. Exhale, hold it, and let go. So let's take the feet side to side. Release some of the pressure on the low back. And then bring your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx pose. This is one of my favorite restorative poses because it's restful, but it really opens up the back and the shoulders nicely. Take your right foot up into the air, reach that over the left side of your body. Maybe up towards the left hand, but just wherever it rests. So we want to stay grounded on this left hip. Come back to center. And then take the left foot up and over. So let's switch sides. Take the left foot up. Move that over, grounding down through your right hip. And keep your shoulders back. reach your left foot up. And then come back to center. Let's go into upward facing dog. So replace your elbows with your hands. Press up off your pelvis so that waist is coming up off the ground. We're pressing into the tops of the feet. If this is hurting your back in any way, move your waist. Try moving your waist a little bit closer to your hands. So we're allowing the chest and back to open at the same time. And then come into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now find your seat. And then make your way down onto your back. If you have a block at home, you can put it between your shoulder blades, just like this, because we're going to move into fish. So I'm going to take mine on my forearms, just like this. And then point your feet out in front of you, stretch your legs out, let your head go back, and just let the front side of your body gently open. You've got a block, you can let your head rest on the ground. And release. And then you can move that block underneath your hips for waterfall. And we're going to lift our feet up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Flex your toes toward your face. And just let everything drain back into circulation. So you can make little circles with your ankles, wiggle your toes. Start to let your body restore back to its factory settings. Round your low back. If it feels good, you can take your feet up over your head into plow. This is a really nice stretch in the back and the backs of the legs. So the whole back side of the body gets involved here. And you can stay put in plow pose, or you can go into deaf man's pose. Just bringing the knees down by the ears. Slowly release. Take your arms out by your sides. Rock your knees gently from side to side. Opening up the spine. Ground down your shoulders. Ground down your hands. And then grab your feet with your hands. Pull your low back down, pull your knees down into happy baby. You choose to rock from side to side, just to work some of the tension out of the low back. Draw your knees onto your chest. Roll yourself up into a little ball. Hug everything in. Take a big breath. Hold it right here at the top, allowing every last molecule of oxygen to saturate your body. And then come into your final rest. Come into your Savasana. Let your arms and legs come out wide. Let your body get heavy as you sink further and further into your mat. gently begin to bring your awareness and your energy back onto your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Not happening so much. The full body stretch. Reach your arms up over your head. Lengthen your body from your fingertips all the way to your toes. And then pull your knees onto your chest one at a time. Roll onto your right side. Flex yourself up to your seat. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a full breath in. Open up your mouth, let it go. And then draw your thumb knuckles to forehead center. Together we bow. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for class today. It was really great to get outside. The weather is amazing. It's nice to hear the birds outside here. Just feel nature. That's really what helps me bring myself into a sense of calm and grounding. So if you get the opportunity, I hope you go outside and do the same. Until next time.